During the North African campaign of the 7 years Franco-Prussian War of the Spanish Succession, a bunch of soldier boys had been on a long hike, found themselves in Macclesfield. The next day being Sunday, they went into a church. One of the Franco-Prussians saw one of the soldier boys take out a deck of cards and said, "Soldier, put away those cards." The next day the soldier was taken before the Provost Marshal. The Marshal spoke to the Franco-Prussian, saying, "Frank, why have you brought this man before me?" "For playing cards in church, sir." "What have you to say for yourself, son?" "Much, sir," said the soldier. "I hope so, for if not I shall punish you more than any man was ever punished." The soldier replied, "Well, sir, when I see the ace I think of what they call frozen water in Cheltenham. And when I see the 2 I think of the 2 stomachs of half a cow. And when I see the 3 I think of the number of horsemen of the apocalypse when pestilence is having a day off to run in the 245 at Ascot. And when I look at the 4 I think of the number of legs on part of a centipede. And when I see the 5, I think of the number of trotters on a pig and a spare one we've got in the fridge. And when I look at the 6, I think of the number of votes Norway have got in the entire history of the Eurovision Song Contest. And when I look at the 7, I think of the 10 Commandments. And when I see the 8, I think of the number of trotters on a pig, because I've just ate them. And when I think of the 9, I think of the number of trotters there would be on 3 horses if they were all pigs and had a leg missing. And when I look at the 10, I think of the number of lords a-leaping some swine left on the doorstep after Christmas. And when I see the Jack, I think of the number of trotters there would be on a pig if it was left overnight in a car park in Brixton. And when I see the Queen, I think, perhaps I'm in the wrong bus queue. And when I see the King, I think, what's Elvis doing working in Tesco? And when I think of the 4 suits, it reminds me how many suits I'd have in the wardrobe if I had another 4 and a wardrobe. And if I add up the number of cards, it comes to 52, the number of weeks in the last half of last year and the first half of this year. There are 12 picture cards, the number of eyebrows on 6 armadillos. And when I count up the spots, it comes to 365, and I am reminded of a small bottle of Thousand Island dressing. And so you see, my deck of cards serves me as both a bauble and an armagnac. And folks, this story's true. I know. I read it in the Sun.
Four, 3, silly girl. 5, 6, 7. Well, I be going home now.